Please be seated. Welcome to worship at Second Presbyterian Church. We're glad that you're all here this morning, but should this be your first Sunday here, we're particularly happy that you joined us for worship, and I would ask that you take a moment to fill out this blue and white welcome card so that we might have the opportunity to know your name. And we all could know the names of those sitting around us if we would take a moment right now to fill out that red friendship pad that's on the pew and to pass that back and forth. Thank you to our choir and orchestra and music staff for this marvelous worship service this morning, for persevering through the winter storms yesterday, for a big rehearsal. We are in a big debt of gratitude to all of you for this special service today. And speaking of persevering through the weather, a big thank you to all of those involved with Christmas benevolence, particularly our intrepid and generous drivers who delivered gifts to families yesterday. Now, it's not just the drivers. Over the course of the last several months, there are about 800 volunteer slots that were filled. And we were able to help approximately 150 families, around 750 people, through the generosity of Christmas benevolence. Thank you. And on a related mission, we also were able to help about 90 families from our food pantry who were invited to shop for clothing in our clothing bank. If you turn to the back of your program, you'll find the important worship schedule for the next week or so. You can read it for yourselves, but let me highlight that at each of our Christmas Eve services, the prelude will begin about 20 minutes before the service begins. Please note that on Christmas Day, we will have worship here. We'll have one service at 10 o'clock. This is going to be an informal service with lots of carols and the Christmas story, and casual dress is suggested. And then on New Year's Day, we will have two services at 8:15 and 10. I also need to announce that this past week, Rosanna Grayson died and entered into God's triumphant kingdom. A service of witness to the resurrection for her will be held on Wednesday, December 28th at 11 o'clock at Flanner Buchanan in Carmel, with calling the night before. Well, once again, welcome as we turn our attention to hearing God's word.